Sweet Home released its third and final season on July 19, 2024, but there is another K-drama, Happiness, starring Park Hyung Sik and Hyo joo that is perfect for anyone missing the horror K-drama. With Sweet Home's cast led by Song Kang, Lee Do-hyun, and Lee Jin-wook, the show sees its characters fight against a monster outbreak that begins in an apartment complex called Green Home. The show's meteoric success was an inspiration for other horror K-dramas, but very few have achieved Sweet Home's level of popularity. While there are other K-dramas about zombie outbreaks, Happiness is the one that would resonate more with fans of Sweet Home because of how similar the premises for the shows are. Like Sweet Home, Happiness also sees its characters get infected by a zombie virus and try to find a cure. Happiness perfectly combines action, mystery, romance, and science in a way that audiences who are fans of storylines that involve the undead creatures would enjoy. Happiness' premise is almost identical to Sweet Home's. Happiness and Sweet Home's main characters have similar stories. The zombie trope is something that has been used in popular K-dramas such as All of Us Are Dead, Zombie Detective, and Dark Hole. While several aspects of that particular trope intersect, the similarities between Sweet Home and Happiness' premise are too obvious to miss. For instance, Sweet Home's plotline involves neighbors in an apartment complex who band together and fight against zombies in order to protect their building from the undead. Happiness' premise involves a zombie outbreak that begins in an apartment complex and the residents have to ensure that they keep the number of infected people to a minimum. Sweet Home's main character, Hyun sik, had close interaction with a zombie, and so he too began to have the symptoms that would turn him into a monster. In Happiness, Hyun sik got scratched by a trainee who was infected with the zombie virus, but like Hyun sik, she didn't become a zombie. It was later discovered that her blood contained antibodies that could cure the mad person disease. Further, the main characters in both shows discover what was behind the zombie outbreak that nearly destroyed the world. Happiness is more of a love story than a horror one. Sweet Home didn't really focus on other subplots. One of the key differences between Sweet Home and Happiness is that the latter is heavily focused on horror and doesn't leave much room for a romantic subplot. While there were hints that Hyun sik and Unu's relationship in Sweet Home would have become romantic, nothing actually resulted from that storyline. Sweet Home largely stuck to its monster attack plot and didn't focus too much on a love story. Unlike Sweet Home, Happiness does a good job of ensuring that there is a great love story in the series. From its very first episode, Happiness showed that the two lead characters in the series, Seobom and Yi-hyun, were meant to have a platonic relationship that would eventually develop into something more. The zombie outbreak is, of course, the main storyline in Happiness, but the inclusion of Seobom and Yi-hyun's love story makes the show even more interesting because it makes it easier to get invested when there is something to root for. Why Happiness was not as big as Sweet Home and All of Us Are Dead. Happiness didn't have a global audience. Despite Happiness being released at a time when zombie K-dramas were seeing a rise in popularity, the show wasn't as big as other series in the genre. Sweet Home and All of Us Are Dead are Netflix originals, so they were available to stream on the platform the day they were released. Netflix original shows have the advantage of having a global audience which plays a huge role in helping a series become popular. On the other hand, Happiness was released on TVN, a South Korean broadcast channel. This significantly lowered the number of people who knew about the show. Further, the K-drama wasn't available for streaming until December 2024, and even then it's only available in certain regions. In the US, which is one of the biggest consumers of K-dramas, Happiness is only available for streaming on Viki. If Happiness was released on a popular streaming platform like Netflix when it premiered, it would have had a better chance of becoming a global sensation in the same way that Sweet Home and All of Us Are Dead are.